great question. Parent communication with our school takes several forms. The first is communication with your homeroom teacher. And so all of our homeroom teachers are the main point of contact for all of the parents of the families in their class. And so if you have a question about anything that's happening in the homeroom, that's where you would go. But similarly, if you're having a question about how your child is doing in Spanish or STEM or art or any of our other classes, the homeroom teacher is the first one to ask. They're the ones who are making sure that your student's progressing. They're the ones that you're going to meet with parent-teacher conferences, report cards, all those types of conversations. But more than that, if you ever have questions about anything that is related to the whole program, not just one class, but the whole program, you're always free to reach out to myself. Moreover, we have frequent use of surveys. Some people love it because they always get to chime in with how things are going. And then we have a few town halls throughout the year as well where we explain what's happening in the program, and we also solicit feedback on how we can do better. The fact of the matter is we're a growing school. We look forward to adding new courses. We look forward to adding new educational experiences. And we want to make sure that we're adding things that our parents value. And so we look forward to understanding what our families want and making sure that we're building the program the right way. Adding new teachers to our staff is one of the most important decisions that we make. And so I'm really excited when I get to meet new candidates to see who would be a good fit for the school. Some of the things that we look for specifically are a teacher has to love teaching. And I know that sounds obvious, but there's a lot of people who have experience teaching, but we want to see that they're excited to be in the classroom. And if that doesn't show through, then we're gonna look somewhere else. I also look for teachers who are lifelong learners. I expect that our teachers are going to be doing some of the same things that they're telling our students to do, which is to be engaged in learning. And so even if I'm interviewing someone for a math role, I want to know that they have an interest somewhere else. If I'm interviewing someone for a science role, I want to know that they're reading about this in their hobby time. I want to know they're engaged in learning themselves. And lastly, I look for teachers who care about their students making progress. We're not looking for a sage on the stage who's going to give a lecture that they find interesting. We're looking for teachers who want to take their students from where they begin the year to where they need to go at the end of the year. And one other thing that I'll add, we're trying to create an intentionally diverse school, which means that we're not just going to hire the first applicant who seems qualified or just hire the first person that a friend recommended. We're leaving all of our positions open for as long as we can to make sure that we're casting the widest possible net to build a diverse staff that will complement the diverse students we have here at SCA. Yeah, that's a question that every school is struggling with and unfortunately may be struggling with for some time. I'd say a few things, and the first of which is we're not making this up as we go. We're constantly looking at what our local health authorities are suggesting that schools do. We follow that, and then we take some additional safety precautions on top of that. This is the first time that I haven't been wearing a mask within eyesight of the kids since we started school. All of our students wear masks, all of our teachers wear masks, all of our staff is fully vaccinated. In addition to that, to meet parent demand, we are offering twice-a-week testing on our campus that all of our staff partakes in. It's voluntary for our students, but we have over a 90% participation rate. We're just trying to make sure that nothing spreads on our campus. If it's in the community, that's out of our control, but we want to make sure that nothing spreads on our campus. As we get into the winter and rules change, we're going to stay on top of those. Like I said, we're not making this up as we go. If the situation changes and our local health authorities say that certain precautions are no longer necessary, we're excited to quote-unquote get back to normal. If we need to keep doing what we're doing for the remainder of the year into next year, then we'll do that too. The important thing is, though, that for all of the stress that this is placed on teachers and staff, we're doing our best to keep that stress away from our students. Our students are able to have fun safely. They're taking really well to distancing during lunchtime when they can't eat with their friends because they're maskless. They're still having a normal school experience, and we want this to feel as comfortable for them as they can in the safest way possible. And so, I hope that COVID is not something that every school is still talking about a year or two from now, but we're going to make sure that as any situation comes up, that we handle it the right way.